What is up, you guys? This is Trypal. Welcome back to my whopping third complete player guide regarding the 100% foolproof, controversy-free Star Wars Battlefront 2. At this point, we have covered the delicious noob and pesky sniper in separate videos, cough cough, links in description. And now, go ahead and steal a stick from your local Master Yoda, pop a marshmallow on the end of it, and get comfy because this is everything you need to do in order to become one of the many, and I mean many, camp masters in Star Wars Battlefront 2. If you happen to skip leg day to watch this video, then fear not, because there will be plenty of excessive standing, squatting, and lunges to be done in this player guide. Those dance workouts you see on TV will be nothing compared to this video. In fact, if you don't feel the burn before the outro, then try doing a tactical like smash on the video. I heard that helps. Anyway guys, let's get right into this. So, at this point in my videos, I typically have a disclaimer pop up that warns about my heavily sarcastic tone that will be present. But you see, today is a very special day. We're discussing a player that literally does one basic thing, and that's sit in a corner. How bad can this really get? You know, I think for this one, we're gonna be just fine. Fine as that luscious subscribe button. Okay, assume your positions, guys. Here we go. So the first thing you might be asking yourself at this moment in time is how in the world is this dude gonna manage to break 10 minutes in a video that's literally about a player who just sits still? 1. I find your lack of faith disturbing. 2. I honestly don't know. But hey, challenge accepted, alright? Let's do this. Rule number 1 out of basically 1, which you must uphold if you are going to become a great camper of the Battlefront realm, is you need to learn the art, actually tactical reverse on that, you need to master the art of sitting still and not moving until you see an enemy player on your screen. I know, who would have thought that that was the #1 motto of a camper? It's a good thing that there's YouTubers like me who spell these things out for you guys. You're welcome. Anyway, point is, this seems simple enough, right? And it probably is to most of you, but trust me, if you are not a natural, this can be extremely difficult. You might be thinking, come on Trypal, how hard can this be? All you have to do is find a corner, take your hands off the controller, pop a Mountain Dew and wait. Okay, so you mean to tell me that when a teddy bear comes casually grazing through the grass of Endor from the corner of your eye, you are not going to unload at least 3 magazines into its head? Checkmate, haters. Everybody does that. You see, camping, as I already established, is an art. It takes skill. Side note, if you didn't know, art happens to be one of my many hidden skills, and since I've never really shown you guys this great talent of mine, I figured I'd bring light to it in this video. I also really did not want to camp in a corner for the entirety of this gameplay, so I had to improvise. So here we are on the masterful and fan-favorite program known as Paint. Alright, so this is our camp master. Let's call him Gary, because everybody loves Gary the Stormtrooper from Robot Chicken. He will be helping us with today's instructions. Where's his Stormtrooper helmet, you might be asking? Good question. I don't know the answer to that, but it's not here. Okay, so Gary has found his corner, and now he's chilling, waiting for some unfortunate soul to cross his path. But then, out of nowhere, a giant lizard comes up and is just asking to be shot at. I mean, look at that beautiful face. He is ready. Gary, however, is torn. As tempting as it is, Gary cannot leave his post because he is committed to the lifestyle of a true camp master. He also might already be on 2 strikes with Lord Vader, and he's not trying to get force choked, force thrown, or whatever else Vader feels like using to kill his employees that day.
Death by tray it shall be.
Now that we have established the one basic thing that a camp master does, I want to get into the tactics these individuals typically use and what they mean as far as what you can imply about these people. The first tactic is the act of standing completely still. Camp masters will use this all the time in an effort to not pop up on the radar as well as not make a peep of sound for the enemy team to hear. If you happen to encounter this camper on your team, you're going to want to immediately apply what is known as the Afk Test. Be cautious though, make sure you do this at a safe distance because these creatures do bite from time to time, but what you need to do is shoot at the individual with the most destructive weapon you have. If you are a heavy class, then I find that the Supercharged Sentry is quite effective. And don't worry about blowing this camper's cover because let's be honest, he's really not doing anything productive. I'm pretty sure he can fit you into his very busy schedule. So if you apply this test correctly, then this player will either twitch, indicating he is indeed a camper, or he won't move a muscle, indicating he is an AFK. If it is an AFK, back away slowly. These people will try to suck you into following their methods if you get too close, and you do not want that. But on the other hand, if it is a camper, then go ahead and pop a squat next to him, introduce yourself with an emote or 2, and start taking notes because this man is the role model you've been looking for. The next tactic is crouch walking. You see, the camp master does not always have to stay completely still. He can free roam around a general area a few times, and that will also be considered camping. However, the most common use for this tactic is after an opponent shows up on the camper's screen, he will stalk his enemy for a few moments before he jumps out for the final kill. If this is beginning to sound like an animal documentary, it's because it is. Alright, camp masters are animals. They just are, okay? They are vicious creatures. Now let's get into the different types of campers. First up, we have the standers. Standing campers usually have an impulsive personality, jumping out at opponents immediately when they come into view. It's a very unfortunate death for the enemy player, but hey, the rules of Mother Force are not always forgiving. This player also likes to disguise himself as an AFK, because that way he knocks out 2 birds with 1 stone. Not only will he piss off whoever he kills, but he will also at the same time piss off his teammates because he looks like he's not doing anything. I mean, in reality, he's definitely not doing anything, but whatever, let's just let this guy be. Camper type number 2 is the crouchers. These are the guys that kind of feel bad for camping because they realize that they aren't really doing anything, so they decide to pop a squat to make it seem like they are a tactical genius. I mean, really, just look at this. Standard camper, wait for it, game changer inbound. Boom, this camper instantly looks like he actually knows what he's doing. Some of these players, I gotta say, actually are pretty smart though. These special individuals think out every single possible scenario before revealing his position to his opponents. Player number 3 are the rollers. These people stick like glue to the edges of buildings, slowly roaming a small portion of the battlefield in search for everyone's favorite delicious noobs. They like to take sudden stops in bushes to refuel on the G Fuel, and unfortunately for any poor noob that encounters this bush Wookie, they stand no chance because the roll combined with the element of surprise has no counter. Honestly, good luck trying to top this guy. Lastly, player number 4 is the camper everyone hates the most. He is the guy that plays defensively with a hero or enforcer. This one is extremely unfair to the enemy team because any basic player who walks by is essentially dead instantly. It's also not fair to these campers' teammates because they can't spawn in as a hero, for example, the entire game thanks to this dude hogging it in a single building for 15 minutes. Seriously, if this is you, I despise you. You should not be allowed to exist in the game. Alright, next we're going to get into some general struggles which you as a campmaster might get into. For the fun of it, let's bring back our boy Gary. What's up, my man? The most obvious struggle to go over, I think, would have to be what you should do when something that's not an enemy player poses a threat to your well-being. For instance, in Galactic Assault, when you are defending the objective, you know, camping, but your team happens to be complete garbage and causes you to lose that objective, cause it wasn't your fault, you might notice that a kill timer spawns in directly where you are sitting. This is bad, but do not panic. In this rare situation, the sacred text of camping allows you to leave your post and run as fast as you possibly can to safety, aka another corner. Another situation you might run into is facing a group that you know you cannot beat. For example, when you are outnumbered 4-1, you are likely not going to win this situation. In this case, you should either wait for the squad to pass by and stay where you are, or, my personal favorite, take your chances and take them all out or die trying. Sounds more heroic, so I go with that one. Another version of this situation could be when a vehicle such as an ATST comes out of nowhere that you obviously won't be able to beat. I guess you could try to play dead with this one and that might work, but the next best option is probably just to run like Jar Jar in random directions and hope everything works out for the best. Yet another struggle you might find yourself in is when you are camping, you notice an enemy hero walks right by your position. In this case, if you are the assault class and have the Vanguard ready, go ahead and equip that and do as much damage to the individual as possible. You are likely going to die, but that's okay because I know campers are not used to this feature, but you can respawn when you die. This is not some one life elimination game mode like most camp masters seem to believe. Now, I probably should have covered this already, but let's establish where exactly you should be camping because it does matter. For starters, it's never a bad idea to sit next to an objective because that is likely a high traffic area. Rather than camping right on the objective, however, position yourself to the side of a nearby doorway that leads to the objective, so that way you can take out anyone that walks by. Another smart location to camp at is near the enemy team's spawn. For some reason, people have this false reality that makes them think their spawn is a safe place, which just is not true for modern day shooters. But fortunate for you, this allows you to kill them by surprise pretty easily. You can camp in other places besides the objective and the enemy team's spawn, but in my experience, I find these places to yield the most entertainment as you are not just sitting there for extended periods of time. At these locations, you actually get to fire your weapon at enemy players, and that's always a plus at this job. As for what weapons and classes you should be using as a camper in the front lines, I'd recommend pretty much anything that is not a sniper rifle. The assault class has the A280, the heavy class is just OP with anything, and the officer class has the famous one-shot blurg. You use any of these weapons and you can pretty much guarantee yourself instant success while playing the role of the camp master. However, if you have that pesky sniper blood in you and you want to sit back and snipe from a distance in one location, then I'd highly recommend the NT242 for the specialist class, because that weapon is just busted OP. Okay, there will be a better chance of Anakin not taking an L in the romance department than there is of you taking an L while camping with this weapon. It's just not gonna happen, alright? It's just too good. Guys, if you successfully tackle all of these aspects of the camp master mentioned in this video, then you can be that much closer to pissing off all the 12-year-old sweaty tryhards and receive 5-star hate messages. Who doesn't want that? With that said, guys, you now have all the tools necessary to pitch your tent and become the official camp master in Star Wars Battlefront 2. Once again, if you for some reason don't feel a burning sensation in your legs right now, go ahead and bust open that like button. Guaranteed never to have to do leg day again. What a deal. And if you don't know where this player came from, I didn't just pull him out of the woods. He is a part of my 10 types of players in Star Wars Battlefront 2 video that I made a while back. I'm now making separate videos for each of these players, and so make sure you leave your opinion on who I should cover next in the comments below. With that said, guys, my Twitter is at @Trypal_YT. I post things from time to time. Come through. I also have a Discord server if you want to hop in on that. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.